obviously very disappointing in the outcome on Saturday. We had in the one touchdown, we gave up. We had 3 missed tackles. Never should have happened. Very, very disappointing in that situation right there. We've improved a lot as a tackling from a tackling standpoint as a team, and never should have let them in the end zone. And then we lost the turnover margin for the first time all season long. So you do those 2 things and you don't win the game. So our players are certainly disappointed. They've got a great mentality right now. On Sunday, they took great ownership of the things that we have to do defensively to put ourselves in position to go win a football game. And they're ready to respond and go do that at a much higher level moving forward. So, this is a team, Eastern Illinois, obviously holds a special place in my heart. It was my first defensive coordinator job at 26 years old, and had some great memories there. I learned a lot positively, and certainly through certain adversity as well. There's some people that are still in that program. Tom Michael, their athletic director, who I have a tremendous amount of respect for, and so kind of a neat opportunity to play them, and obviously for our guys, I think we're all just ready to get back out on the field. So looking forward to the week of preparation and practice, and continuing to get better, as all good teams have to do this time of year. You cannot stay the same. You have to find creative ways to better yourself individually, and we got to find ways to be better defensively as well.
Thank you, Coach. Let's start with Nick, front right.
Yeah, Red Morgan's play late. Obviously, you got even more opportunities in that game. What have you seen from him?
Yeah, Red has always been, he's a good football player. He flashes. He's bouncy. He's very athletic, and he's hard to get your hands on in space out there from a standpoint of, he can kind of, all those field RPOs out there. He's kind of slippery. And he's also a really physical kid. He's probably one of the best strikers I've seen from a tackling perspective. There's a timing and understanding to a great tackle, and to get your foot and shoulder in the ground at the right time to where you have enough forward shin angle and enough lean to be able to maximize that power. Red's probably as good as I've seen at being able to strike, and so he's getting more and more comfortable with his consistency and his execution. He's better and better in man coverage. I think I know we got a penalty the other day, but I really thought he was in great position there. I thought he did a really good job, and so he's just becoming a more and more complete player. That's a young man that we asked a whole hell of a lot of a year ago, to come in here and start for us as a true freshman, and it was because we didn't have another answer. And so we put a whole lot on his plate, and some things he handled really well, and some things he had to really push through the adversity. But now he's come out on the other side as a very good football player. So proud of his fight, and excited to see what he'll do on the back end of the season.
Let's jump to Colin on the front left.
Hey, Kane, saw a little bit more of Damani Jackson out there last week. Probably not the season that he predicted for himself. What have you seen out of Damani over the past few weeks as he continues to face the adversity?
Well, I think as much as anything, the maturity that Damani has showed to just go to work every day, find ways to get better. He's had some of his best practice habits over these last 3 to 4 weeks, and it's showing up in games. And I told him I'm proud of him for that. I mean, the way that he has operated, the way he has handled the adversity, in his individual performances, and then still just found a way to put himself in position to go out there and when his number was called, to go make plays. I think he had 5 tackles in the game, which is awesome. And there's a whole heck of a lot of football left. And so to have the maturity to know that your number is going to get called again, and to be ready for that. And I say this to you guys all the time, and I say this to the players. We have to answer for whatever we put on tape, but we also get rewarded for whatever we put on tape. And right now, Damani did a hell of a job the other day.
Let's go to Mike, right in the middle on the right side.
Just how close was Quay to playing this game? What sort of impact can he have when he does get back?
Very close. You know, it was really a game time decision. I know sometimes you use that word, but it was something we were trying to decide in pregame, and I think that we're in position, you know, for him to play very soon. Obviously, he needs to have a good week of preparation and feel good. He pushed last week, we pushed last week, and so we'll see kind of how he has handled that. You know, I haven't you know seen him since, you know, from an on the field perspective, because we didn't run full speed or anything on Sunday. So we'll get a chance to see what he looks like on Tuesday and then kind of go from there. But you know, Quay's a very good football player. When he has gone out and he practiced all last week, I was really impressed with how consistent he was in, you know, doing his job, his responsibility. I mean, there's a bit of a learning curve or a you know, knocking the rust off a little bit, and he did a really nice job last week. So excited to feel like when he does get back on the field, we're going to be able to, you know, get him out there and get him rolling.
All right, let's finish up with Hunter, far left.
Yeah, Edric Hill's kind of seen an uptick in production lately. Just what have you seen from him over the last couple weeks?
Another young man that's trending in the right direction. You know, I'm as hard on those defensive linemen as I am anybody in the room, and I you know, Edric, Jordan Renaud would be another one that you know, we've been tough on those guys. We've challenged those guys, and it's really rewarding to see the maturity of their practice habits show up in games. And Edric's always been a great athlete, and he can create things, you know, with his strength and size and athleticism, but he's becoming a more consistent football player, and those things are showing up on game day.
All right, thank you.
All right, thanks guys, roll tide.